Perception is a first-person horror adventure game developed by the Deep End Games, published by the Deep End Games Infodemic, and was released on May 30th of 2017. In Perception, you play as Cassie Thornton, a blind woman who has gone back to a house where she was supposedly born after being curious after her reoccurring nightmares about the place. Using your walking stick, you can send out sound waves and use echolocation to get a layout of your surroundings in order to navigate the ever-changing mysterious mansion. Follow Cassie as she uncovers secrets of her past, family lineage, and the mansion itself.
I thought I was supposed to fix it! To stop it! What am I even doing here? I don't understand!
The game immediately has a creative concept and innovative design. As you walk around, sending out little waves will let you see any obstacles, items, or enemies that lie on your path. You must continue from room to room to make it to your goal while the story continually unravels. TVs, radios, or anything that makes a constant sound create an area around that object that you can always see, adding a small layer to the gameplay. Different things like the cassette player you can listen to and the voice-to-text when Cassie talks to people is a nice touch. Threats seem menacing at first, but they are pretty boring. The more you tap with your walking stick, the more the enemy presence will be able to hear you, so there is a constant strategic back and forth on whether you should wait or not to even be able to see to move forward in the dark. The game can be scary at moments, since it's literally just pitch black the entire time, and things can just pop out at you. I did have a problem trying to get into the game a couple times. A glitch would occur where the main menu would just be black and I couldn't select anything. The dialogue is cheesy at points, and the sound and music isn't anything memorable, but overall it's okay. The checkpoints are horrendous though, starting you back a long way a ways if you fail.
So, I'm guessing this is a different time. Again. Damn it. I didn't enter any phone booths or police boxes.
Overall, the game gets old fast since you are just hitting the same button over and over again to see, but maybe the struggle is intentional. It doesn't translate well to the player if that's the case. The game gives off a cool artistic vibe at first, but it becomes tiring to look at the entire time. You will mostly be looking at black voids. There are some cool ideas here for sure, and maybe these ideas alone might strike your interest in the game. Unfortunately, Perception is lacking the meat to sink your teeth into, and becomes the game with its one feature, play almost like a gimmick.
What kind of doctor prescribes to his own wife?
I give Perception a 5.5 out of 10.
New text message from Serge.
Hey, about to board. What's up? Not angry, just concerned.
Look, I need answers. I just got here and this shit's messed up.
Nerved is a first-person horror game developed and published by Prestige Interactive and released on February 4th of 2020. Nerved is about a couple of paranormal investigators who make their way to a new case in Bitterwood Forest. Unbeknownst to the two, this perilous trek into the woods will forever put a strain on their lives. Unfamiliar and odd creatures of the night lurk amongst the trees. You must navigate through these haunted lands and travel from building to building to uncover the truth about this haunted place. The story doesn't bring anything to the table to make it extra interesting. The game does have some pretty cool parts during the main part of the game, where the tenseness can bring some fear. The spacious, foggy outside environment definitely fits the mood well. There are definitely horror elements here, and a lot of enemies can sneak up behind you. With that said, the enemies in the game are whimsical. They move too wildly to come across as anything other than a joke. The randomness of the enemies appearing and their glitchy behavior removes the seriousness of the horror aspect. Nerved overall is pretty lackluster. The gameplay mostly has you running around and picking up items to unlock something to continue the story. There are campfires around the forest that ward off the enemies that chase you around, so there is a small strategic element thrown into the mix. There are a few moments during the main storyline where a specific being will chase you around a building while you try to solve the maze-like rooms. They can issue some cheap scares here and there, but only because the spaces you have to deal with are incredibly cluttered, making getting caught and having to start over feel like a chore.
And from present to the past.
Graphically, the game has an old school style to it which definitely can up the scary bits. The voice work is alright but inconsistent. 1 second you'll hear someone acting their chops off, and then the next line delivery comes off tawdry. This trip into the harrowing night might serve you an entertaining experience, but the mediocre design, dull gameplay, and laughable enemies make the game boring and tedious. I give Nerved a 4 out of 10. Infliction is a first-person horror game that is developed and published by Caustic Reality and released on October 17th of 2018. In Infliction, you are piecing together a tragedy that struck a household with a ghostly being stalking your every move. Revealing more and more about what happened will bring you into new environments where every step forward is a step into the unknown. Infliction accomplishes its horror factors by establishing a frightening and dynamic atmosphere that makes you believe that every turn you take may be your last. In Infliction, you walk around your elaborate environment, pick up notes, and investigate clues to help you understand what has happened. Creepy paintings, unexplainable sounds, and bizarre journal entries are littered throughout the living space. The game looks really good graphically. The lowly lit hallways alone will have your skin crawling. The game has a lot of detail within its environments. The voice acting is good and believable, which helps draw you into the story even more. The audio work overall is to be commended, as it adds a lot of flavor to the gameplay. I really enjoyed my time with this game, but while I had fun playing Infliction, it is really short and I wish there was more of it to really flesh out the mechanics of the game. Mechanics like the camera feel short-lived and could have added more opportunities to make the game even scarier. Nonetheless, Infliction shows innovation and delivers an alarming and panic-induced experience. I give Infliction a 6.5 out of 10.